I'm actually on break from school, well, like a little break, so I'm still at school, but I don't have classes for a few days, so I thought I would do, like, a crap load of reviews and put them up. Anyways, okay, so the first one I'm going to do is a young adult book, and that's Mockingjay. I read it when it came out, obviously, but, I haven't done a video yet about it, and I'm not going to read the inside, like the summary, because if you're interested in Mockingjay, then you should go read The Hunger Games and Catching Fire first, and I don't want to spoil them, and if you have read it, then you already know what happens, so no big deal. Okay, anyways, I'm going to do 2 reviews. I'm going to do one without spoilers, that's this one, and then I'm going to do another one with spoilers, and that's not really a review, it's more going to be like my thoughts on specific things. And I've seen a lot of reviews about Mockingjay. I actually had to wait about a week to read it because the first 2 I devoured. Like, I just read them nonstop, stayed up till like 7 o'clock in the morning, which wasn't that big a deal because I didn't have to go to class till like 2, so I really got to still sleep. And then I couldn't sleep for days afterwards because I was just so like hopped up on how awesome these books were. And so I made myself wait until the weekend, and I had to have all my homework done, and then I read it, and I read it straight through. And, well, I guess I should say I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of other people seem to think it is. It's different than Hunger Games and Catching Fire. And, I mean, that's just the way the book is, and at first I was kind of upset about that, and then I realized, well, if I want the story to progress, it has to be different, and I think that's what some people are having problems with, is it's not the same story, but since Katniss is growing, then obviously the story has to grow too. And it is a story, I don't think this is a spoiler, it is a story about war and revolution or rebellion, whichever you want to call it. And so it has a different feeling to it, but I think once you get used to that, it's okay. I do think it didn't grab me as much as Hunger Games did, and maybe that's what it was. It was that, like in the Hunger Games, when Katniss is in the Hunger Games, you're constantly on edge. I mean, I guess you kind of assume she's gonna make it because it's told in first person, but whatever. Another complaint that people have had is that they want to know more about other things that happen. There's parts where people leave to do things and then they come back and you don't get to hear about it because Katniss isn't there. I don't generally like first person point of view books. If I wrote a book, I wouldn't write in first person. And that's because of this. I like knowing those things, but when I make a commitment to read a first person point of view book, I'm not going to be upset when I don't get to see those things. And there is one thing that happens at the end. Well, there's a lot of things that happen at the end. There's one thing that people are complaining about because you don't get to see it. And I actually don't care. I kind of cared at first, and then I'm taking a class right now on Tolkien, and a similar thing happens in The Hobbit. Don't care there, so why would I care here? I think that Suzanne Collins did an excellent job at resolving a series, and I understand why people are disappointed, and I think she could have done other things better, but when I think about other series that I've read, when I think about Twilight, I think Breaking Dawn was really, really weak, and when I think about Harry Potter, and I really didn't like the 7th Harry Potter book, and I kind of thought it was, especially the epilogue. And I know some people say that the epilogue in here is a Harry Potter epilogue. I disagree so strongly, and I will explain that in my other video why I disagree. But I think she did a good job. I think she did what she had to do. It is a war. People are gonna die. To think that they aren't is foolish. Do I wish that certain people didn't die? Yes. but the English major in me is like, it's okay, I had to die, the world's not perfect. This is not Lord of the Rings, where everybody just magically lives. Which I'm also reading right now. But I liked it. I thought it was good, and I was pleased with the ending, and I'm so excited for movies to come out, and scared at the same time that they're going to mess it up. But I definitely think it's a good book, and people should read it, and think of it more as not one book, but as the conclusion in a trilogy. Because when you look at it that way, I think it's different. So, like I said, I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So, talk to you later.